So this is one of the songs that I'm gonna have on the album, and it's an original. It's a song that I wrote. The name of it is Ka'apuni O Moloka'i, and it's a song about a paddling adventure that we had around the island. And a ka'apuni is just that. It's something that goes, that you start in one place and you go around. And so we started in Puko'o, and Puko'o is where I live, where I was raised, and where I still live now. And we got in those canoes. It's the first verse is "O Moloka'i Puko'o Nui." So we're prepared. "O Moloka'i" means when you're makaukau, it means you're ready. You're prepared for something. So "O Moloka'i Puko'o Nui." We are prepared in Puko'o. We stand in Puko'o and we are ready. And then "Ho'omakaho o Halawa." Ho'omakaho means to begin again. So we camped. You know, it took us 5 days. So we started at Puko'o and we paddled to Halawa Valley. So it's you know, that's quite a ways. And around the point there, it's a rough place. The waves, big swells, and between that island, Mokuho'oniki, you know, outside when you're driving up at Pu'uhoku Ranch and you see that little island out there, Mokuho'oniki, between Mokuho'oniki and Halawa Point there, it's a very rough place. Anyway, so we came into Halawa Valley and we stayed there for the night. And then then we paddled, the next morning we paddled to Wailau. So Wailau is one of the first, it's not the first valley, but it's the biggest next valley down. And the verse says, "Aia Wailau, vai nui." So vai in Hawaiian is the word for water, for fresh water. And vai is wealth. In Hawaiian, it means you're wealthy. You have lots of water. So aia wailau vai nui, and it, again, layered meanings, because there are many waterfalls in Wailau, and it's so consequently the land is rich. It's momona, fat, ripe with lots of growth, lots of food, lots of rain, lots of water. These are all things that are important to Hawaiians, because it brought food to the land, food for your bellies, food to nourish the people. So aia wailau vai nui, kalau papa ke aloha mai. So our next stop was Kalau Papa, and we spent the night there. And that was quite an adventure. The waves were really big when we came into Kalau Papa, so we surfed into the shore, and it was a hair-raising experience and really fun as well. So and Kalau Papa ke aloha mai, it means there was lots of aloha that came. Mai is towards you. Aloha mai. Aloha. Aloha aku is aloha going out. Aloha mai is coming in. So aloha mai, because we were well fed, we were taken care of. The people there was such hospitality, and then we went to Mo'omomi, Ho'okipa, Honua Mo'omomi, and Honua is a safe place. It's also a word for the earth, and it also, again, there was a honu. A honu is a turtle, a sea turtle that came, and I was steering actually on that leg, and I was steering in the canoe into Mo'omomi, And the honu just came right on the side of the canoe and followed us in, and it was a ho'ailona, a auspicious sign, like you had your rainbow. Mm-hmm. Your rainbows are often when you're doing some kind of ceremony or something, or something like this, and you have a sign like that something from nature responds in that way. Something from nature responds, and it tells you that you are pono, you are on track, you're doing something that's, and you can feel it when that happens. Like when the honu was swimming on the side of the canoe, it was like the honu and the canoe and us just became one movement. And you move in, you go into that kind of zone when that happens, and it's a beautiful feeling. So again, Mo'omomi and the people of that side of the island came and greeted us. By this time, word had gotten around that we were, it's Moloka'i, right? And word had gotten around that so more people started coming and joining us. And we had a ground crew, and they would cook for us. And anyway, so there, lots of people came. And then the next day we camped there, and then we paddled around, and we actually stopped briefly at Kavakiu. We were also making offerings, bringing ho'okupu, bringing offerings, gifts to these different places, to these sacred places, and ritualizing our paddle around. And so we left the ho'okupu there at Kavakiu as well, and then the next stop was Kapukahehu, which is, people call that beach Dixie Maru now. And the Hawaiian name is Kapukahehu. And Kapukahehu ka'ehu o ke kai means the sea was red. It was there when the red dirt comes into the ocean. Ehu o ke kai also means about sea spray. So it was both, because the surf was big during that time when we were paddling around the island. So the sea was also red, and there was also mist there. Lots of ehu o ke kai, lots of sea mist, sea spray. And then haleolono ho'omaluhia. Haleolono is where the canoe race begins. Any of you know about the canoe races that happen here? There's a Moloka'i to Oahu canoe race that happens. There's a men's race, there's a women's race. Now there's many races now. There's a paddleboard race, there's a one-person race, there's lots of races. But that's like one of the ultimate races in outrigger canoeing, is to paddle from Moloka'i to Oahu. So haleolono ho'omaluhia, makani kupa ho'olunui. And this speaks to the native wind of haleolono, and its greeting of us when we arrived. And then the verse, and I modulate here. I do a anu'u, which is a one step up. And then we go to kaunakakai. Na manu o ka lewa nā kama'aina, mea ono mea ai I kaunakakai. There were these iwa birds, na manu o ka lewa, birds way up high. And iwa birds are very symbolic here. They're similar to what eagles would be to Native Americans, because they're the birds that fly the highest. So symbolically, they have the kind of vision, that kind of lofty vision, able to see from high places. So, na manu o ka lewa nā kama'aina, And many people came, more people this time, Kaunakakai, and and so much food and music. And by this time, it was starting to be celebration because we were almost there. So we spent the night in Kaunakakai, and the next day we went to Kamalo'o. Kamalo'o is the ancient name. Most people call it Kamalo'o, but the ancient name is Kamalo'o. And Kamalo'o is where the mo'o on the mountain is. The mo'o is Moloka'i's. It says Au makua nui, aloha aku. So there's aloha aku. The mo'o is sending aloha to us. Nā hoe wa'a. Se au makua nui o Kamalo'o. So the au makua is calling us in, bringing us in, and the view of there's a mountain there that looks like a giant lizard. The mo'o is the au makua nui, the big au makua of Moloka'i. The au makua is the totem, the animal totem of Moloka'i. So the au makua nui welcomes us into Kamalo'o, and then we head straight into Puko'o again. And when we arrived in Puko'o, it was a feeling of such completion for me, of paddling around the island. It felt all the hair stood up on my back, and it was like it was something very ancient that took place, and some kind of completion and unification. And so the hui, the chorus that I ended up writing for the song was kukuia kuia kuia lei. To kuia lei means to sew a lei, to string a lei. So the chorus says we are stringing a lei around Moloka'i, and kukui is also Moloka'i's flower and represents enlightenment. So to string a lei of light around Moloka'i, and to paddle a lei. It says hoea, hoea, hoea lei, to paddle, paddle, paddle a lei, to string a lei around Moloka'i. And I had a number of songs about leis during that time of my life, and I was like, how when you're working something out within yourself, it turns up in your art. And so there was this piece for me around coming full circle, and I was my deep psyche must have been working that out, because it was coming in songs over and over again about leis. So let's see. I also go back and forth between a sort of a chanting style of singing and then a more modern, because it also had that feeling for me. The paddle, the trip, was that it was something that we were doing in this time, and it was something that was out of time and space, and it was something very ancient at the same time. So that's the reason for that.
Ale o lono o malui aku na hoe wa se au matu